Welcome to LaunchPad 2025.
All right, good evening everybody and welcome to LaunchPad 2025. This is our 12th edition of LaunchPad and I'm joined here by our MC, Katie Grant. Katie is one of our rock star commercial bankers at Maine Community Bank and a way more capable MC than I am. So you'll have the benefit of having her lead us this evening. As I was thinking about the event tonight, I often get asked, why does the bank host this event? And I think what you'll see tonight, we have an amazing crowd. This has got to be the biggest crowd we've ever had. Give each other a round of applause. After you experience the event, I would ask you a different question, which is, what can we do to build upon the energy and the excitement and the incredible ideas that you'll be exposed to tonight? What can we do to build beyond LaunchPad? So that's the question I have back to you all. We are, as I said, this is our 12th edition. We are going to push the amount of money provided to Maine small businesses and entrepreneurs past $600,000 over that time period. Now, this year looks a little bit different. There's a different name, right? It used to be Gorham, now it's Maine Community Bank. We went through a pretty transformational change over the past year, there's, as I like to say, I always hear from people in the community, gosh, it seems like things went really well. Behind the scenes, we're running on that hamster wheel pretty fast, but I'm so proud of the team we have. We have many of our colleagues here tonight. And I want to thank them all for the work they've done to bring us together as a combined bank. And I'm also particularly fond of my counterpart, Jean Hewlett, who's here tonight. She's going to be retiring fairly soon. Jean has done an amazing amount of work for Maine small businesses as a commercial banker, as a bank leader, as somebody who was a senior person in the SBA nationally. So thank you, Jean, for all you've done for Maine small business. I am now going to turn it over to Katie, and she's going to lead us through the event. Thanks, Katie.
Thanks, Steve. Okay, so hello, everyone. Before we get into tonight's program, we first wanted to recognize all the 2025 LaunchPad applicants in the audience. Thank you for taking the leap and choosing to grow your small business here in Maine. Can any LaunchPad applicants please stand up to be recognized? Don't be shy. Thank you for your boldness. Local entrepreneurs, you're doing a wonderful job out here in this community. Maine's entrepreneurial community is as innovative as ever, as are the finalists who've made it to the stage here today. We believe all of the finalists are deserving of our $20,000 Emerging Business Award and our $50,000 LaunchPad grant. These businesses are proof that the spirit of innovation is thriving in Maine. Scan the QR code on your handout to read more about tonight's finalists. The decision of who will win our $50,000 LaunchPad grant and our $20,000 Emerging Business Award falls to our distinguished panel of judges. Our first judge is John Burns. John is currently the Director of Corporate Engagement in the Office of Strategic Partnerships and Innovation at the University of Maine. For 20 years prior, he served as Maine Venture Fund's Managing Director. Our next judge is Christine Delano. You guys can come on up. Get comfortable. Christine is on the board of Women in ETFs. She also hosts a podcast, We Talk Careers, and is a writer. Her debut novel is scheduled to be released in 2026. She has participated as a LaunchPad judge for many years and is a Maine Community Bank cooperator. And finally, Kate McAleer. Kate was our second ever LaunchPad winner back in 2014. She is the founder of Rockland-based Bixby Chocolate that makes original and creative chocolate confections from ethically sourced ingredients. Welcome, judges, and please, audience, scan the QR code to read more about them. Tonight, they will be judging the finalists' presentations on the following criteria: viability, scalability, uniqueness, management, and impact. In just a few moments, the $50,000 LaunchPad finalists will each have up to 3 minutes to pitch, followed by a Q&A with the judges of up to 7 minutes. In addition, high school students from North Yarmouth Academy's Startup Club, Denali Garson, Breton Wiesner, Cameron Veach, Finn Mahoney, are here to ask one question to each of the finalists. Thank you for being here tonight. During the judges' deliberation, we will have a door prize giveaway. To enter, just text the word LaunchPad to the number on the screen to vote for your favorite finalist. Just for fun, we'll see who you think should win, and we'll draw names from the audience to win items produced by some of our past LaunchPad winners and other local small businesses, as well as some Maine Community Bank swag. The judges have a really tough decision tonight, so let's get started. Our first contestant is Thomas Brems of CarHop in Portland, a delivery platform built for local restaurants that eliminates costly commissions, increases direct sales, and ensures more dining dollars stay in the community. Thomas, the stage is yours.
Good evening. My name is Thomas Brems. I'm the founder and CEO of CarHop. We're a zero-commission food and delivery company. I am an attorney. I practice in regulatory law and corporate law. I was a former adjunct professor at the University of Maine School of Law. I'm joined in leadership by Alex Rosati, our Chief Revenue Officer. He's an MBA from Dartmouth Tuck School of Business and helped scale Covetrus into a multi-billion-dollar enterprise. CarHop's a zero-commission delivery company that helps restaurants keep money in their pockets. Unlike DoorDash or Uber, we don't charge commissions, we don't charge markups. Instead, we charge a simple delivery-based distance fee. Or distance-based, get what I mean. Excuse me. Our mission is to create the most vendor-friendly delivery network in the US for restaurants. So CarHop was founded in 2019 as Maine's first alcohol delivery company, drawing on my background as an attorney in alcohol law and importing champagne. Then when the pandemic hit, restaurants were being charged 30% commissions by DoorDash and Uber Eats, which simply isn't sustainable for them. So I set out to create an alternative. At that time, we then expanded into restaurant delivery in mid-2020. And since then, we've expanded to 10 states. We are now controlling interest in our US-based operations partner, and we're 100% founder-owned and bootstrapped. We started in 2019, and after 2020, the post-pandemic period, delivery is still rising. People are still very interested in getting food delivered. The average American orders 3.7 times per month. It's a $32 billion business, growing at about 9% per year. And we've been able to really tap into that. So it's dominated by DoorDash and Uber Eats. They comprise about 90% of the US market. And we're in a position really poised to disrupt that market. So our success really stems from our vendor-friendly and transparent approach. Over the last 6 years, we've saved restaurants about $4 million in commissions. That's money that stays right here in Maine and supports local economies and supports jobs. Our drivers make about 60% more on average than DoorDash drivers per order. Customers enjoy better prices and exclusive options. About 40% of households in Portland have ordered on CarHop. And we continue to grow through a franchise-style licensee program and through strategic acquisitions as well as organic growth. What we would like to do with this funding now is continue to develop our AI tools and proprietary software that we're currently working on. We're helping restaurants to save money on other platforms as well, so that they can reduce their commissions on larger platforms and help us to expand rapidly at massive scale. What we would do with the grant is invest $24,000 into the finalized development of our software and $26,000 into marketing and brand awareness to bring more customers and more vendors onto our platform.
We dig in. We have a friend, Finn, from North Yarmouth Academy with the first question.
I have kind of a two-part question. How do you advertise, and how does that advertising separate you from more popular or famous delivery services?
Sure, that's a great question. Well, what we do a little different is really rely on our vendor relationships. So the referrals from the vendors, letting their customers know that we are their preferred option is one of our #1 ways of receiving new customers. So our cost of customer acquisition is rather low relative to other platforms. We really don't engage in the same multi-million-dollar kind of marketing, Super Bowl ads as major players do. And we're happy to be the down-to-earth player in this field.
Thank you, Finn. John, you have the first question?
Yeah, thanks, Tom. So congratulations on progress so far. It's terrific. So my understanding is that the restaurant is your customer. So how do you recruit for drivers? You know, how do you compete with the other legacy entities, your competitors out there?
Sure. So instead of charging commissions or marking up prices, what we do is charge a simple distance-based delivery fee. It makes prices cheaper for customers. It makes it more accessible for restaurants. So we have a lot of exclusive relationships with restaurants, for example, Paimen Miyake and Empire, and places that aren't available on any other site are available with us on CarHop. So that's really a major competitive advantage for the customer in terms of when you get to your final checkout on the cart, it'll be cheaper ultimately. And we want to make something that's sustainable for the long run.
So how do you get to the drivers?
I'm sorry?
The drivers. How do you compete for the drivers?
How do we compete for the drivers? Well, thanks to our lower pricing, the drivers on average make 60% more per order with CarHop than they do on DoorDash. We offer a similar kind of flexible structure, and we really take pride in treating our drivers well and having, you know, a whole team. So.
How does the insurance work for the drivers? Are they on their own insurance, or do you have to provide insurance?
Generally, as independent contractors, they have their own insurance, yes.
Okay. How many restaurants do you work with right now?
At this point, we span over 10 states. We work with 500 or so. So continue to expand and hoping to roll out our new software tool. The proprietary software I mentioned is really exciting. It's actually, I want to take this opportunity to announce it for the first time to the world. It's called Mercury. What we do is help restaurants on DoorDash and Uber Eats cut their commissions in half by opting for self-delivery and connecting them with contracting drivers to fulfill their orders. So they can retain visibility on some of the major platforms, but still keep more money in their pocket. My mom owned a small restaurant when I was growing up, and I know how much every single dollar counts. So,
take us through a user experience of this. So are they starting out on your app, or are they going to the restaurant first and then seeing that there's a CarHop availability? Sort of take us through some of that.
Sure. Well, a large portion of our customers come through referrals from the restaurant's website. We also integrate with Google Food Ordering, things like that. But really, our bread and butter is our return customers, people that understand the value of supporting local business, and that's what's important to them. And doesn't hurt to have better prices and exclusive options too. So,
what is the experience for the restaurant in terms of how are you helping them get collateral onto their website? Like, what is that piece of the advertising look like for you?
Well, we provide them with our logo and some of the digital assets, of course. We provide them direct ordering links so that they can have customers go directly to their page rather than to just the whole platform and see all the other options on there. We provide them with free delivery cards for first-time customers that they can hand out in person. It's really more of a grassroots approach in that sense.
And how are you going about it with the Uber Eats and the DoorDash? Like, how are you looking to take over more of that 90% that they hold?
Well, we've already been rather successful with our current approach. Everyone thought that zero commission delivery wasn't possible. It's the number one question we get asked is, how do you make any money doing this?
Right.
Really, it's scalable, it's lean, our unit economics are solid, and you can truly build something that helps people and is a profitable business.
Have you done any, how do to the person ordering the food, their cost versus ordering through one of the other services? Have you looked at the differential there?
Well, yeah, a $10 burger is a $10 burger on CarHop. And so you pay for a delivery fee, it's transparent. And so a lot of people get confused when they go onto DoorDash and they see a 99-cent delivery fee and it seems, oh, that's cheaper than a $7 delivery fee, for example. But ultimately, when you finally get through to the end of your cart, they're marking it up. So there's 30% commissions, and then there's usually a subsidy by the restaurant. They decide to take, 15% markup on the food to help subsidize that cost. Mm-hmm. So ultimately, if you're ordering, like our average order is about $50, mm-hmm. and they're saving that 30% in that scenario, which is about $15 or so. And so that amount of money, if you think about it, covers 2 hours of the minimum wage for for two of their employees. So it's pretty impactful. When the customer finally gets to the end of the cart, you're paying the commissions, you're paying delivery fee, you're paying service fees. You see all these little hidden fees in there, and that's what we try to avoid. Right. So ultimately, we have seen that if you place an order on CarHop for especially a larger order without those commissions, you're saving $10, $15, maybe $20 on commissions. So,
can you take us through the economics of what you're making on an order versus the driver?
Sure. Our drivers are earning a commission depending on how long they've been with us, for example. They're also getting 100% of their tips. So on average, drivers are making around $14 an order, which is really top level for the industry. A lot of DoorDash drivers experience about $3 to $5 per order, kind of at the lower end. But so we're proud to be able to provide the drivers an opportunity to make some more on that. We've also expanded into B2B delivery with the local distributor, beer and wine here. And so now we're building out a little bit of a hybrid program for drivers. If they want to opt into more of a W-2 situation, we're happy to provide that. But we still have the option for the flexibility for the people that prefer that.
Right. So it sounds like you've got a pretty good management team. Can you tell us about the rest of the team and where you see the growth going with being able to hire more Mainers?
Sure. We acquired a controlling interest in our US-based operations partner, which has been a major cost-saving element for us. So they handle dispatch, customer service, those kind of operational needs. in terms of scaling with drivers, if we need to, we can tap into third-party delivery networks as well. Ironically, we can tap into DoorDash and Uber Eats or third-party delivery if necessary. We really try to avoid it, but it is possible to keep up with that. And that, as we scale, the software out especially, that's a major role in that. So, but we haven't had any issues with hiring drivers ever since we've started. The people that we have are really solid people, and we have people that stay with us for a long time. Other apps will not treat you with the same amount of respect that we do. So.
Great. Thank you, Thomas. We're out of time, but thank you very much.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Next up is Scarborough-based Dunstan Smokehouse. They transform underused Maine fish into innovative, ready-to-eat delicacies, boosting value and sustainability. Welcome Jim Hartley of Dunstan Smokehouse. The stage is yours.
Good evening. I'm Jim Hartley, master smoker and co-owner of Dunstan Smokehouse, Maine's only small batch craft smokehouse that's dedicated to transforming underutilized fish species into gourmet delicacies. We produce boutique quality smoked seafood products like smoked salmon and other fin fish, smoked mussels, and smoked pâtés and dips at our facility in Scarborough. We're an employee-owned company, a team of seafood professionals with over 50 years of experience running seafood businesses. We stand out not only by being a Maine-based producer of superior quality seafood, but also because we're committed to highlighting Maine's underutilized species of fish like pollock, hake, whiting, bluefish, and mackerel. We're also committed to working with Maine seafood harvesters of products like scallops, mussels, oysters, kelp, and salmon eggs. So, long story short, we worked for a few years refining our techniques and our recipes. We tried selling it at our fish market, Pine Tree Seafood. We were completely shocked at how popular it was. To keep up with customer demand, we had to come up with a plan to scale up our operation. 2024 was our first year. 2024 was our first year realizing revenue, with sales totaling nearly $200,000, thanks in large part to a partnership with the Maine Coast Fishermen's Association. Their mission of raising awareness of the lesser utilized species in order to boost the value overall of fishermen's catches became a foundational principle of our company. Through the MCFA, we were introduced to several local food businesses who now carry our products, including Luke's Lobster, who added our smoked Maine pollock dip to their menu at the Portland Pier restaurant. Now we have over 30 wholesale customers, and over 50% of them are businesses that contacted us after learning about our products from someone else. We think this shows a significant demand for our products. We also found that our products solve problems for small retailers who wanted to stock a seafood item in their store but didn't have a fish case, and for restaurants and caterers who appreciate serving ready-to-eat products that they didn't have to chef up on their own. On the producer side, we're getting calls from people who want to diversify their offerings. We've helped the Penobscot Nation turn salmon byproducts into pâtés and smoked caviar. We're exploring smoking kelp with Maine seaweed farms, and we've developed culturally specific products like smoked whiting for an African market in Portland. And we're just getting started. Right now, we're only producing about 20% of our smoking capacity because we're running into log jams in our packaging room. Winning the $50,000 LaunchPad prize would be a huge game changer for us, allowing us to address bottlenecks in packaging by adding an automated slicer, a larger capacity vacuum sealer, and portioning equipment. It would also allow us to add 1 to 2 more staff members so our core staff have more time to work on growing our business through focusing on their respective responsibility of sales, marketing, operations, and finance. And that's our story. We think it's a pretty good one. Thanks for letting us present it tonight.
Thank you, Jim. We're going to hear from our NYA student, Denali.
How will you maintain the quality of your product as you scale to a national market?
Ooh, that's a good question. We have a lot of regulations in our industry that demand that we keep track of how our product is received in every step along the way until it goes out to the end consumer. And also, we want to make sure selling ready-to-eat food services, food, we want to make sure that it's the highest quality out there. So we make sure that we use only the highest quality raw materials. We try to source them from Maine whenever possible. But rather than using a B or a C or a D grade fish that doesn't look good in a fish case, we start out with using the best right at the beginning.
Thanks.
Thanks.
You, Denali. Kate?
Could you tell me about the name? Where does the name come from?
Dunstan is the region of Scarborough that our store is located in. It was the original name of the village, Dunstan Village. As I understand it, it was named after a couple of gentlemen, not particularly noteworthy. But we were looking for something that was regional, specific to where we were. And it's got kind of a funny story. You notice the horseshoe in the logo. In our exhaustive search on the Dunstan name, we got about 6 levels down on the Google search, and we found a story about St. Dunstan, who was the Archbishop of Canterbury in the 900s. St. Dunstan had regular run-ins with the devil, and there was one particular instance where the devil was annoying St. Dunstan with bad singing. Somehow the devil got a horseshoe on the bottom of his shoe, on his foot, caused him great pain. And St. Dunstan said, I'll take the horseshoe off your foot if you promise forever and ever never to bother people if they have a horseshoe over the door to their business or their house or even their boat. So that was the origin of the horseshoe over the door. Scottish lore turned it around so you could catch luck. And what's luckier than catching a fish?
Wow.
It has nothing to do with smoked seafood, but it's a good story.
Okay, that wins the story award.
Yeah.
Which I don't think there is one. We'll make it up anyway. Talk a little bit about your supply chain. So as you stimulate demand for this, what does the supply chain look for? How do you maintain the quality and quantity of product that you need? How are you competing with the fishermen or the harvesters, other markets for their products,
Sure.
that kind of thing?
Yeah, great question. We have a fish market, Pine Tree Seafood, that we've operated for 13 years now. So we're pretty well versed on the supply chain. What are the best sources for fish? We try to use the premium, superior quality fish no matter what it is. So our Atlantic salmon comes from the Faroe Islands, way up in the North Atlantic. We try to source stuff locally whenever possible. Right now, we have a product, a smoked Maine pollock dip that you can see in the slide. And that's 100% Maine product. It's pollock that's landed right here in Portland Harbor. Our friends at Harbor Fish Market pick it up. We take it to Scarborough and make that into a dip. So, like I said, our staff, great guys who have worked for us since high school. They're all Scarborough natives, worked for us through college. They've worked for us for almost, some of them, 12 years now. So we really have 50 years of seafood experience finding the best possible products that are out there.
Can you drill a little bit more into the using of underutilized fish and how that actually is communicated to some of the fisheries that you are actually looking for this product?
Right. Well, we firmly believe in the mission that the Maine Coast Fishermen's Association presented to us when they first asked us if we would smoke pollock for them. And the concept of finding some of the lesser utilized species means that the fishermen that are going out have more of a desire to catch some of those underutilized fish. If more people are buying them, it raises the value of those fish when they bring them into the Portland Fish Exchange. So I think all in all, it's a win-win for everyone involved in the fishing community if we can promote those fish. Pollock isn't a fish that you see in a fish case that looks particularly pretty, typically known as a chowder fish, but it's a delicious fish. So we've had great luck with this. We've gotten into some great local stores, Rosemont Markets, Harbor Fish Market, Scratch Baking, Morning Glory Natural Foods up in Brunswick, and it's been a big hit for us.
Great.
What percentage of the fish are from Maine?
Right now, we primarily use premium fish, and not all fish that's available out there are from Maine. Probably about, I guess, around 60 to 70% of our product. And if it's not from Maine, it's sourced through Maine wholesalers. So we even get our packaging equipment from right here in Maine through Package Supplies in Saco. So we try to keep everything as Maine as possible. We're big fans of the state of Maine. We think there's plenty of business right here in this state. Yep. So we're not really looking to, at this time, grow into outside out-of-state markets. Beyond our bricks and mortar, which is our website. You know, there's 68 Hannafords in this state. If we got into half of them and sold $1,000 each to each one of those stores, that'd be $400,000 a year. That's a big number for us.
Yep.
How are you collecting sort of consumer data on what they like, taste levels? You said you were in an African market, so I imagine that's a little different with some of the taste profiles that
Yeah, that was a little bit different. That was the Maine Coast Fishermen's Association approached us and to see if we could do that. It's a very unique product. It's smoked pretty heavily, and it's presented in a strange way. We had to find a fish where the tail would reach around and stick in its mouth. That's how it's prepared. Beyond that, I'm sorry, question one more time.
How are you collecting more taste profiles based on your consumers?
For us, it's hands-on. You know, we like to set up demos and pop-ups in all of our customer stores. It's been a great way for us to reach out, see the customers face-to-face. You know, the Maine pollock dip isn't necessarily something that would jump off, you know, the shelf if you didn't know about it. Once they taste it, they buy it.
Is the working with the Wabanaki tribes, is that a strategy that you're trying to use to bring some differentiation to your company and your product, or is it just a byproduct of what you do?
Yeah. As we understand it, we were approached by a company called Samagen in conjunction with the University of New Hampshire. They found out we were smoking, and they asked us if we would consider smoking the salmon meats that are a byproduct of the Penobscot Nation's efforts to try to start a hatchery. Yep. They didn't have another use for it. It was, mulch or fertilizer. So we were able to show them that there's more uses for those products. Yep. And this week we started a program where we're going to start smoking some of their eggs for a smoked caviar.
That's great, Jim.
Who do you consider your biggest competitor?
Our biggest competitor, well, right here in the state of Maine, Duck Trap River of Maine is a great company. You know, we'd like to be the next ones. So, and then, you know, the national markets pretty much dominate this industry. Acme Smoked Foods in Brooklyn, some other companies as well. So, but, you know, we hope that we can build a brand that everyone will recognize. I think being a Maine company, Maine doesn't need much marketing. So I think, you know, when you put us next to the national companies that are out there, we're going to stand out.
Thank you, Jim. We're out of time.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Don't forget to cast your vote to enter to win a door prize. Text the word LaunchPad to 207-709-0120 to vote for your favorite finalist. Our next contestant is Katie Richards of Norridgewock-based Maine Laboratories, our 2024 Emerging Business Award winner. They provide fast, accurate PFAS testing, delivering the critical data needed by communities, businesses, and regulators to make informed decisions about health, safety, and the environment. Katie, your 3 minutes start now. Good luck.
Hi, I'm Katie Richards. I'm the CEO and co-founder of Maine Laboratories. We're the only analytical testing lab in the United States that focuses solely on testing for PFAS contamination. My husband and I founded the company back in 2022 when we struggled as homeowners to get access to a PFAS test. We decided to combine our superpowers, his as a PhD chemist and mine with a business background, to open the first lab in the state of Maine to be accredited to do PFAS testing. We entered the market at a really competitive 10 days turning around our data to our clients, and that was compared to our peers doing the same work and turning around data in 30 to 40 days. And I'll tell you, in this industry, the most important thing that you can do is provide accurate and fast data to our clients. We're making really important decisions on how to address and remediate PFAS contamination. We've built an excellent team. I've got 3 PhD chemists and 4 lab technicians, and we've achieved massive milestones over the last year. On top of Maine Lab accreditation, we've achieved a national lab accreditation under the NELAP program, international standard accreditation for our quality management system, and DoD accreditation under their environmental lab accreditation program. On top of that, we've demonstrated our ability to increase production. So in 2024, our best month ever, we delivered results on 250 samples. And in 2025, this month actually will be our best month. We'll deliver data on over 400 samples. We're really excited about the growth in the PFAS testing market. It's predicted to have a compound annual growth rate of 14% from 2025 to 2030. And we will ride that wave of growth and take on more market share by driving our standard turnaround time down even more, another 25 to 30% down to 7 business days. If we were to win tonight, we'll take that money and invest it into automated equipment that will give our operations manager another up to 2 hours available per day. And I will use that reclaimed time for our team to do our own research, to write white papers, to develop methods for super complex sample types, and really upgrade our brand and thought leadership in the PFAS testing industry. So what we're going to do is combine our expertise in PFAS testing, our lower turnaround time, and frankly, our excellent customer service to grow our business significantly. Our goal over the next by 2030 is to increase our revenue up to over $3 million per year. So to bring that full circle, if we're doubling our volume, that means we need to double our staff. And right now in Norridge Walk, we have the ability to hire 5 additional lab technicians, and we'll do so as the volume increases. So we're very excited to bring that growth and high quality science-based jobs to Central Maine. And I definitely appreciate the opportunity to tell you about that tonight. Thank you.
And we have Breton here from NYA to start our Q&A.
Do you foresee any other testing companies entering your space and becoming competition for your business model?
There's all sorts of competition for my business model. Most of them are large national or international labs, and the difference that we bring to the table is that we are solely focused on PFAS testing, where our expertise lies there, and we continue to push ourselves to do harder and harder types of samples, where some of the larger labs are really more interested in just testing water and soil, which would be, very, very common. Everybody can do that. And we really want to be the experts on things that are much more difficult. So, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. So Katie, can you take us through a little bit of how customers find you, at what stage they're looking to do this kind of testing with you?
Okay. It depends on the type of customer you're talking about. So we do have a website, and we have it up online. Any individual homeowner can order a PFAS test. And I'll tell you, that was really part of the mission when we opened the lab, because when we did market research and tried to call around and as one individual person to order a test from one of the major labs, it was virtually impossible. You couldn't get people on the phones to respond. And that's something that we bring to the market that didn't exist before we were there. So you've got the homeowners who are Googling, they find us online, they might order the test kit, they might call and talk to somebody to answer questions. Really, our primary customer that we try to focus on is the B2B customer, and that would be companies that are required to do monitoring, or a lot of our big customers right now are PFAS treatment technology systems, and they're working to either concentrate the PFAS so that you've got less volume to get rid of, or PFAS destruction. And we were able to gain those clients early on in our origin story because we were so quick to get them the data. And those companies, if you have a pilot system on site, you've got your shipping container with your technology in it, and you know that you need that data in 3 days or 4 days or 5 days, and you have to turn a knob based on that result, that report. Every single day that you're waiting is a day that you're spending money. And we've been able to provide to the audience.
Are you working with any farmers?
Not farmers directly. Maybe sometimes as individual consumers, they might order a test. We have a very strong partnership with the Department of Ag in the state of Maine. So we have a contract with them to do a lot of their agricultural testing. So we're doing plant tissue and animal tissue, milk, eggs, cow's blood, soils, waters, of course. So yes, we do farmer testing, but usually it's through the Department of Ag.
And is there difficulty in testing PFAS?
Yes. Yeah, it's super complex. And I mean, even like if you talk about a plant tissue test, that's a 2-day process. You have to start the extraction in the morning, you put it on a mixer overnight for 16 hours, you're taking it out, you're doing the second part of the extraction the next day, you're analyzing it that night, then you've got several layers of quality review. So I mean, all in, it's a super complex process.
Of the myriad of PFAS chemicals out there, sort of how broad a range are you able to test, and how does that compare to the national labs or the other places that are big?
That's a great question. So for folks that don't know, depending on the definition of PFAS that you use, it could be anywhere from 10,000 to 15,000 different compounds that would fall under the PFAS category. Now, the most researched really are two, PFOS and PFOA, and that's where you've got the federal EPA guidelines for a maximum contaminant level for those. Broadly, I'd say most of our competitor labs are probably testing around 70 different compounds. Our largest test right now tests for 40 compounds, aligned with EPA 1633, which is the most recently approved PFAS testing method. Right. We are happy to add compounds. So if you want to test with anything above those 40, we would happily do that for you.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Great. Yeah, go ahead.
So as your homeowners are coming to you, so let's stick with sort of a customer that's finding you on the website. They get these results back. Are you partnering with any sort of educational or mitigation services or anything else that they can find to do something with these results?
That's a great question. So I don't have a filter system that I partner with. And I've kind of done that on purpose. Mostly because if I'm sending results that say you have PFAS contamination and we're recommending you do something about it, it feels a little bit not great to be like, oh, and by the way, you can buy these services, right, to remediate. And so a little bit of me has really tried to stay away from that, because my goal is to give you the data. Let me get you the information that you need to make the decision, the hard decision on what you want to do with that data. So what I do on the emails that I send to the customers is I do include some resources. So I'll send them to the Maine DEP website, which has some excellent resources on PFAS in the state of Maine. If it's a soil result, I send them to the University of Maine Cooperative Extension report that says that there's background PFAS in most soils in Maine, just so you know, so you're not kind of surprised to have any type of number show up. You should know that there's some level that kind of would be considered normal. So I link to resources. My name and number is in the email. Right? So they call me. They have questions, they call me. I talk to them, and I let them know. I say, hey, you're kind of above the guideline. They would recommend remediation. That usually means a filter. You can find a filter system. Just make sure that it actually works for PFAS.
Thank you.
And talk a little bit about the home test that you now have on for personal testing. So
Yeah.
Is that test a broad variety of PFAS chemicals, or it's mostly
32 different PFAS compounds. So I'm really glad you asked that question, because I had so much I wanted to talk about my pitch that I couldn't devote any time to it, but thank you so much for asking that question. So one of the missions that we have is to, as much as we can, lower the barrier of cost for individuals to get access to a PFAS test. Now, standard testing can cost anywhere between $375 to $475. That is a lot of money. And I hear that directly, right? I have customers call me and they tell me that is a barrier of entry for them to be able to get access to it. So we've taken our recent accreditations and we've developed an in-lab method and followed all of the same rules that we would for an accredited method. And we've been able to drive down the cost. And so we launched this year on our website and also on Amazon, more of a diagnostic water test to give you the data that you need to make the hard decisions. And that's at $195. So we were able to drive it down, pretty much by 50% of the cost.
That's great.
And it's 32 compounds. That was your question, but
it was broader than that.
I want to get all of that in there.
And I meant to precede all that by saying congratulations on all your progress since last year. It's really impressive.
Thank you.
Yep.
So do you see folks coming in now that accreditations and standards are becoming more complete coming in to sort of eat your lunch on this? Are you looking to somehow differentiate yourself now to sort of prevent that, or are you looking to move into other areas?
We are still very focused on PFAS, right? We like specializing in PFAS testing, and then where we go broad is the different types of matrices that we will test on, where not every other lab is going to be able to do that. Now, I think we have some protection from other people entering the market because I know how hard it is, and I know how much money it takes, and it does. Even if you had all the money right now to go out and spend and buy the equipment and have the space, even if all of that magically appeared, it's going to take you 9 to 12 months to get the people, the staff online and have them trained enough to be able to run like a smooth machine. And I know that because, it's taken me that amount of time, and I'm aggressive with my timelines. I like to get stuff done as quickly as possible. So I'm not as worried about other competition. And the big guys, my big peers and competitors, the national labs, I will continue to beat them on turnaround time. And I will continue to beat them on customer service and communication. So I'm actually not as concerned about them either.
Great. Thank you, Katie.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Our next finalist is Jen Millard of MaineLove. Turning Sebago Lake's pristine water into a sustainable product, Westbrook-based MaineLove cans pure Maine water in recyclable aluminum, offering breweries a new revenue stream and consumers an eco-friendly alternative to plastic. Jen, the floor is yours.
Hi, everyone. Thanks so much to Maine Community Bank, judges, and of course, such a tremendous audience. It's so great to see a community for entrepreneurs in Maine starting to emerge. My name's Jen Millard. I'm the CEO and one of the co-founders at MaineLove. Our goal at MaineLove is to provide an aluminum solution to a plastic problem. We aim to produce water in aluminum cans as an alternative to single-use plastic. How do we do this? We actually work with brewers today who have excess capacity in their lines, who are already connected to some of the best water in the nation in Sebago Lake. Sebago Lake, Maine is 2 out of 5 Mainers drinking water. We should be really proud of that fact, and we have a lot to share. The uniqueness of our model is an asset-light model. So we actually do not own any infrastructure. So how the concept works is I create these beautiful cans behind us. They're digitally printed. We actually ship those to the brewer with a recipe and all the ingredients required to make the product, and they ship it back to me. We test that and then release it for sale under the master brand of MaineLove. This business model allows us to own no assets and allows us to focus on cash flow. Our traction today is really what I'm here to talk about. We launched this company in June of 24 and produced my first can of water in November of 24. I'm thrilled to say here today that we are distributed at over 300 stores in Maine. We are the official water of the Hearts of Pine. Hopefully many of you have had our water there. And then we have a great partner in Hannaford Brothers. We will be launching New Hampshire and Massachusetts in the next 10 days, 2 distributors in New Hampshire, 1 master distributor in Massachusetts. And I'm really proud to say that I received my first purchase order today from Aramark, which I've been working on for some time. So we have relationships with Aramark, Delaware North, and other food service providers to enable big water here. So we're trying to replace water in event stadiums where you might actually be your only choice could be plastic to provide a consumer choice of aluminum. We obviously can't do it alone. I have an amazing team around me. I'm a serial entrepreneur. People make the difference in any business. We've done $400,000 in sales to date since May. Could not be done without the team that I have and a beautiful list of advisors. I'm a big believer in surrounding myself with people that are smarter than me. So we have great advisors from venture at Coca-Cola, Nestle Waters, many, many other entities that provide regulatory and guidance to our success. And we are a wholesale business. Our expectation in January is to start moving out of Maine, out of New England, down to Washington, D.C. And look forward to seeing you there.
We'll kick off the questions with one from Cameron.
Hi, Cameron.
Because your company obviously values recyclable goods and sustainable materials, do you take any initiatives to ensure that your products are being recycled?
So that's a great question. One of our theses in event stadiums, and customers have shared this feedback with us, is, recycling is sort of a mess at every event you go. People don't know where to put their can. People don't know where to put their food containers. And so one of our toolboxes, our tools in the box for stadiums, is to provide a trash can that looks exactly like the MaineLove can. So if you can't put your can in the can, put your can in the can, and then 70% of that aluminum statistically is repurposed in 45 days. But the consumer feeling of completing that cycle of one can at a time makes a difference is ultimately what drives the recycling effort.
Thank you. Thank you.
Hi there.
Hi, Jen. Congratulations on a lot of progress in a short period of time.
Thank you.
It's
We've
fantastic.
worked hard to get here.
So I'm curious about the relationship with Portland Water District and what's been required of you with them, and what is in place with them.
So we have 65 breweries in Maine that are connected to the Portland Water District today.
Right.
It takes 30 times more water to make a beer than it does to put water in a can.
Right.
So we have a tremendous relationship with Portland Water District. The economics for this water are what really make the difference. We have people in Maine who've taken water for generations, but in this case, I want to be very specific. I actually send the can to the brewer. The brewer pays the mill rate for the Portland Water District. I pay the brewer to fill the can with the water from the Portland Water District, and the money for this exchange stays within Maine.
Gotcha.
And that money generated for the Portland Water District is what they use to enable the infrastructure for the entire system.
Yep. Great.
So
Thank you.
Paul Hunt has been an incredible partner to us at Portland Water. We also have a great relationship with SebagoCleanWaters.org,
Right. Yep.
because obviously the give back here
Yep.
is to land trusts. Because if we lose our forest around the lake, we lose the quality of the water, and then we'd be required to build a ginormous treatment plant.
Right. Great. Thank you.
How does the aluminum impact flavor, if at all?
Aluminum doesn't impact flavor in a short lifespan. There are liners in each can. We do not use a polyester liner. We use the liner that's approved in the state of California, so the best liner possible. That should not enable aluminum leaching. Where you'll find aluminum leach is often with very acidic-based sodas that eat through liners that bring that metal taste forward. But we've not had any of that feedback here in Maine, and in fact, everyone says it just tastes like lake water, Jen. It's fantastic.
So there's a pretty large carbon footprint with shipping plastic as well as aluminum-based water out of state and across the state. We see it all the time with waters that we buy. So how are you looking to assure that we're just not adding to that carbon footprint by moving out of the state of Maine?
In my mind, water should be regional. There should be no national water brands. We shouldn't be just shipping water to all 50 states. So the original TAM for this business is really from Maine to Florida. There's economical ways to get finished goods from Maine to Florida. What you also discover is there's capacity in every state of affairs. There's capacity on the truck from the brewer, there's capacity at the distributor, there's capacity at the DC. So in a lot of cases, we're backhauling. We're taking empty trucks that take full product to their distribution centers. So we work really hard to be, I wouldn't say as carbon footprint would not be probably the right word, though we're sensitive to that, is to try to make the system the most efficient possible for all participants. And water is really unaffordable to ship outside of about 500 miles.
Okay.
And that's where you start to see that. So this TAM is really about 100 million TAM from Maine to Florida over 5 years.
Can you tell us a little bit about your product, like the flavor profiles and what
Sure.
you're selling and how you're developing?
Sure, we started this with the simplest of ingredients being water. Really what we do is use a filter to remove the chloramide that the city puts in. Sebago Lake is actually so pure, it does not require a filter for solids from the EPA. So when you get water into your home, it is not filtered for solids. We filter because I didn't want any floaties in any cans. I apologize, I lost my train of thought. Repeat again, please.
The flavor profiles?
Yes. So our intention is to use, we try to use the first flavor as an indigenous sort of flavor to Maine. Think of raspberry. But all fruit needs to be cut with a citrus. So you can't have all Maine all the time. So you'll see raspberry lime, blueberry lemon. No stabilizers, no food dyes, no food coloring, and very expensive natural essences here. This is the best of food quality in the least amount of contacts.
Okay.
I want a mom to be able, no
sweeteners?
sugar at all, if possible. Not all SKUs would be able to do that. Right now we have no sugar, and nothing makes me happier than seeing a mom with a baby giving her my water at a Hearts of Pine game because she loves it, that it doesn't have any sugar in it.
Okay.
Clearly, community is a big part of your brand and your whole,
Correct.
The whole thing. So talk a little bit about, how you see that going. Obviously, you're working with local sports teams and that kind of thing, but how do you see that sort of enhancing sales, product, market, your whole marketing thing?
Water has driven community since the origin of time. Lions lay down their claws by antelope at the watering hole. We don't see it any difference. What we do see, though, is in large stadiums. Let's use TD Garden as an example. TD Garden does not offer a water in a non-plastic choice, period, full stop. So the biggest impact we could have quickly would be to impact stadiums, how they buy, and let's say 20% of a stadium attender buys water. 100,000 visitors at SeaWorld, 20% of them a day are buying a water in plastic today. So I see this as those entities are B2B entities. This is big water to get to those, to make significant impact on reducing single-use plastic. So put it in the venues where people are most likely to see it, then light up the colleges around the DMA because young people teach us all how to recycle and correctly. And then the third rail would be the retail community. You have to have a place for someone to buy it once they've seen it at the stadium. Yep. And so that's the model we'll use as we enter Boston and then as we enter the DC market as well.
Right.
Kate, did you have another question?
So many questions.
I know you do.
Who do you see as your biggest competitor? Is it Liquid Death or?
So we would consider Liquid Death to be a frenemy.
Okay.
I was an early investor in Liquid Death. I watched them burn $200 million on fire. This is a bootstrapped company. We do not need to burn $200 million on fire. I believe them to be our main competitor, but they sit alone on shelf. If you go to look for them at a grocery store, the aluminum category is all over the water aisle because there's not enough SKUs. Our intention is to bookend Liquid Death. Not everyone wants to hold a skull or be a rebel. But everyone loves Love and Harmony from Maine. And so we'd like to be merchandised next to Liquid Death so we can help define an aluminum category. Mm-hmm. And you're starting to see Dasani in an aluminum can in DC. So we're at the start of moving from plastic to aluminum, but it's a long road because a lot of the facilities built for plastic will cost a lot of money to repurpose to aluminum. So we consider them a frenemy. I'd love you to buy MaineLove, but I'd also be happy for your health if you chose Liquid Death for the vessel that it's in.
Thank you, Jen. Appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
Last but certainly not least, we have a returning finalist from 2016, Chris Bunnell of UniteGPS in South Portland. Creator of Crosswalk K-12, a cloud-based platform that modernizes student transportation with real-time tracking, route optimization, and safety tools, making school bus operations more efficient and secure. Chris, you have 3 minutes. Good luck.
Thank you. Chris Bunnell, UniteGPS. I'd like to thank Maine Community Bank for this awesome event. If you don't have a Maine Community Bank account, you should probably go get one. They support the community. It's awesome. Looks like I lost 20 seconds on that one. So There are 12,400 school districts in the country. They spend $12 billion a year on student transportation, and they waste $2 billion of it because they're working on paper maps and software that does not optimize. We have found a path to unlock this $200 million software opportunity as a winner-take-all. What do? We do routing, we do GPS, and we do student ridership. As you can see, kids swipe on and off the bus, and we know utilization and safety. Our differentiator is a patent-pending AI routing platform that when we get that patent, no one will be able to catch up to us. We will be not just on par as we are today, but we will be in fact 10 times better. We will be the company that gets at that $2 billion in waste and we have a potential for the entire market. For the past 10 years, we have been bootstrapping, and it has been hard. We have 70 school district clients across the country, and we have learned almost everything the hard way. Earlier this year, I realized we were at an inflection point. We reached out to MTI, who we'd been working with since the very beginning. They assisted us with a grant and a loan. CEI has come to the table to help us as well. So we are leaning into growing our team here in Maine. And with their help, we've been able to do two important things. First, we were able to take our solution, which I said was on par, and make it 10 times better. The second thing is we were able to come up with a go-to-market campaign to touch all 12,400 districts many times a year. We started the go-to-market campaign back in June, and since then we have had 80 school districts reach out to us to talk about getting our platform at their district. 10 years to get 70, and now we're talking with 80. So we're at this really important inflection point. The $50,000 we would take and we would invest it in go-to-market, because right now we're getting a 5-to-1 return on ad spend. That means the $50,000 within 6 months will produce purchase orders for $250,000. We will reinvest the $250,000, and at the end of 6 more months, we will have $1.25 million. We've been building our team in South Portland, which was myself about a year ago, and we have 7 more people, and including 5 roosters. And our idea is to bring jobs to Maine. Basically, we're doing good work for school districts, and we have a legitimate shot to bring hundreds of high-paid jobs right here to Maine with this platform. So vote for us, and we appreciate your support. Thank you.
Thank you, Chris. We have Breton coming back on for another question.
This is dealing with a lot of sensitive information. So is there a very safe security system in place, since we're, with addresses and tracking of kids?
Yes, there is. This is a huge, big issue, right? Districts, we have to connect to their student information system. When you enroll, all your data goes into that system, so we pledge to protect it. The U.S. Department of Education has come up with these guidelines known as FERPA. FERPA's specialized language that we have adopted. It basically says we will respect this data. This data is not ours. This is the school district's data. We will not market to the people, essentially that. We sign off on these things called data use agreements quite often that further entrench that pledge.
Thank you.
Thanks for the question.
Thank you, Brenton.
Thanks, Chris. Good job. I'm curious about the creating distance between yourself and the many competitors in this arena. So, can you talk a little bit about is the patent filed? And if it is, or even if it's not, can you tell us a little bit about what it will do and how it will create a little distance, without giving away any disclosures or any of the claims of the patent
I can
itself?
tell by your question, it's a tricky one, right? So we can't reveal in public because we don't have the patent.
Right.
But it's a killer. It is a killer. Wait till they see this, the competitors, man. They're going to go running. So I wish I could say more, John.
Okay. All right, well, tell us a little bit about the competitors then. So it's a crowded field. How do you, what's the three elevator pitch you can give to a potential customer to make them your customer and not Tyler Tech's or somebody else's?
Well, it is a crowded field, right? There are billion-dollar companies like Tyler, TransFinder. There's 8 or 10 competitors, and they've made it very difficult. Silicon Valley keeps pumping money into this industry, and that makes it even more difficult. But I'll tell you what it does do. It makes us think 10 times, how do we make our product better? How do we make our product better? And it's become a bit of an oligopoly, right? Everybody seems to be homogeneous at the moment. So that's why we feel it is a winner-take-all opportunity. And with the features that we're coming out with, especially this routing optimization, which solves this problem. So I can tell you what the problem is with the routing.
Thank you.
You have simple solutions that everyone knows how to use because it's, common folks, former bus drivers in the office. And there's these super duper complicated solutions you pay a lot of money for, but nobody knows how to use. It's bringing together a solution that can deliver the optimization to your average person who's working in the office, who doesn't have the skills and shouldn't have the skills, shouldn't need the skills to do the optimization. So that's really the crux of what we're bringing to the table.
Great, thanks.
Do you see growth in any other sector other than education?
Yes, there is growth in other sectors. I'm a little afraid, and we do have some products in some other areas that we had to get into. Like during the pandemic, I was really worried because we couldn't get in front of clients. So we're good at GPS, so I went out and I got some GPS clients. But I would prefer to be single-threaded until we can dominate, because if we dilute our efforts, I don't think we can necessarily do the very best job, and this requires the best job.
So take us through a little bit of this marketing campaign that you launched this summer. How do you differentiate yourself when you're looking at everyone having, maybe the same sort of offerings at this point? You don't have the patent available. How are you making that claim to these school districts?
Awesome question. So essentially, we had a channel partner that would bring us to the market. We leaned on them because we wanted to invest in catching up feature-wise. They would go to the conferences, and everybody's kind of doing the same thing. With our approach, we've changed it. First, we're doing direct mail to every superintendent in the country with a very simple offer. I don't want to get into the details of that offer, but the people reaching out to us, we're having real conversations with real school superintendents who have definite needs. It's not like we're selling it to them. It's like they're explaining, this is the problem I have. Our team who's sitting over here, gentleman from the border in northern Minnesota, 6 buses. Our team just did a route optimization for them. Took us 8 hours. We delivered it for free. We saved them $32,000 a year. And that was just for free, just to build the relationship. I can't imagine they're not going to be a customer for a very long time, because they're not going to pay us that money for 5 or 6 years.
Right.
So, and they'll be getting that annuity, 32.
And where are they seeing the savings? I assume they're seeing it in staffing, in bus utilization, fuel. Take us through a little bit of what that value proposition is. So
the proposition is, if you can save a mile, so if you have 10 school bus routes and you can save a mile on each twice a day for 180 days, it adds up in a hurry. And essentially, if you don't have optimization tools, or you don't know how to use the ones that you have, you're going on gut instinct. And that is where the $2 billion a year is totally being wasted, because there aren't real tools to get at it.
What's your pricing model based on?
We have 3 different tiers of product. The first product is routing only. The routing is free. The data feed, connecting with the school information system this young man talked about, that's $2,400 a year, but we'll set up the data feed for free for 6 months, let you evaluate it. If you see value, you become a customer for $2,400, and we do the support, which we can do very inexpensively in the chat. Next level adds GPS for a nominal cost, and then the highest level is with the tablet. The tablet, you can do pre and post trip inspections. Kids swipe on and off the bus, and there's navigation. Like a school bus route, Google Maps on your phone, except it's on a tablet in the bus.
Do you provide the tablets?
We have a partner who does the hardware part, so we don't. I don't think there's as much money to be made in that, and we don't have the money to put into staff. I'd rather put into other things at the moment, but someday we may go that direction.
So I understand school districts, I understand how you're communicating to them. Are you seeing some groundswell support amongst parents or other community groups as you're looking to pitch what you're doing?
We haven't seen that. It always comes up, right? You think, okay, maybe we can tap into the PTA or whatnot. Just hasn't materialized. We haven't really gone after it. So I don't know. Maybe there is an opportunity there. I just have never been able to uncover it.
I'm curious about the stepwise sales progression you just talked about. Why wouldn't you give full value of the breadth of the product to the customer right away? I mean, I would think, That's the thing. There, out of the 12,400 districts, only 4,000 have some sort of solution. You show it to the other 8,000, they're like, yeah, I'd love to have it, but they can't get the money for it. Can't afford it.
And so that is why we've gone with this low-cost entry. Get in, pay for the data feed, see some value. One fine day, you get GPS approved, we'll send them to you. One day, you get the tablets approved. So we think it's land and expand, and you can tell by the 80 districts that we've brought to the table in the last 6 months, it's working.
Thank you, Chris.
So, thank you all.
Appreciate your time.
Thank you.
Now I'll ask our judges to leave for their deliberation, and I'll remind you about our door prizes. We'll draw names in just a moment, so this is your last chance to enter to win a prize from a local business. Tell us who you think should win by casting a vote for your favorite finalist. Just text the word LaunchPad to the number on the screen to vote. Hurry, it's your last chance. While we wait for the judges to deliberate, we have a great keynote speaker who you might recognize. Hailey Lister, co-founder of Alivo, our 2024 $50,000 LaunchPad winner. Based in South Portland, Alivo is an AI-powered sales assistant that helps home service businesses grow by capturing leads and converting them into customers. Hailey is here to give us a year-in-review update on the company's progress since winning LaunchPad and share how the grant helped support their growth over the past year. Let's give her a warm welcome back to the stage.
Good evening, everyone. Wow. All of the founders over here, congratulations. We have heard some really, really good pitches tonight. And even a cool horseshoe story, so thank you. I do not envy the judges. They have a very hard decision ahead of them. But while they deliberate back there, I'm here to share just a little bit about how LaunchPad and the Maine startup community in general have helped Alivo grow over the last year or so. So for those of you I haven't met, let's see if that works. Well, there we go. For those of you I haven't met, my name is Hailey Lister, and I am the co-founder and CPO at Alivo. So Alivo is a B2B SaaS company. We're based right out of South Portland. across from Broadway Bowl, if any of you are familiar. And we are working on building out an AI-powered sales platform for mid-sector roofing companies. And right now, we are super hyper-focused on building out these verticalized AI agents that handle really specific pieces of the sales funnel for roofing companies. And, looking back over the last year, we have had a lot change since I stood on this stage. So a year ago, we had one AI agent, we had 3 pretty tired human employees, and we had basically bootstrapped our way onto this stage. Now, give it 12 months, we actually have a whole AI workforce that, as we speak, is helping roofing companies across the country do things like answer phone calls, book new leads in, get estimates signed. We kind of have a DocuSign whiz Alex on the team now, and even collect 5-star reviews after projects are done. And with the help of this AI workforce, and again, the support from LaunchPad, we've been able to hit some pretty exciting milestones. So January of this year, we were able to close our first round of venture funding, which has helped us grow our team exponentially. It was a pre-seed round for $1.4 million, and we've used a lot of that to actually expand our team, triple it in size in Maine. So we now have 9 team members. We've added talent across customer success, sales, and engineering. We are still looking for a head of engineering if anyone wants to check out our careers page. And we're all just really, really excited about kind of getting to the next steps for Alivo. But looking ahead and kind of also looking in the past, it's just been really cool to see not only how wonderful the funding from programs like LaunchPad can be, but also just how special the Maine startup ecosystem is. If you're in this room, you already know that the Maine startup community is endlessly supportive, genuine, and really, really intelligent, which is nice to have when you're trying to build a business. So kudos to everyone here for making it really, really enjoyable to grow a business in Maine. And yeah, with that being said, I think it's time to hear back from our judges. Again, good luck, everybody, in these front few rows. And I am excited to hear who the winner is. Thank you.
Thanks so much, Hailey. Wow, what awesome progress you have made in just 1 year. That is truly inspiring. Right now, we're not going to hear from the judges just yet, but we are going to announce our door prize winners. If your name is drawn, please stand up so that we know you're here. You have to be present to win. Visit the back table in the back of the room in that corner to collect your gift. Up first is a Seabags crossbody bag in collaboration with our 2015 LaunchPad winner, Flowfold, who we'll hear from in a little bit. Based in Gorham, Flowfold makes quality everyday gear that is lighter, stronger, and lasts longer. The bag also includes a Maine Community Bank cutting board. And the winner is, who do we have? I need a name. It's supposed to update. Do we throw it up on the screen? Drum roll. Yeah, drum roll. Thank you. Maggie Knowles. Thank you for that. Is Maggie here? I didn't see Maggie. Is Maggie here? We got a yes? Okay, great. Congratulations. Sorry about that little glitch. All right, next we're going to rely on the back to speak loud for this next one. Next, we have chocolate sardines, apple cider caramels, and a limited fall edition of assorted bonbons from Bixby Chocolates from our 2014 LaunchPad winner. They make nutritious, natural, and delicious craft chocolate products on the Rockland coast. These treats come in a Maine Community Bank insulated lunch tote. Drum roll, please. Looks like Andy Blanchette and Gemma Gasabo. Andy Blanchard. Sure, yeah, right? Sounds good. Doing our best here. And was a Gemma Gasabo here? Just left. Oh. All right, we picking another name for this one? Denali Garson. Oh, I think that was one of our NYA students. Congrats. Awesome. Okay, next we have an engraved Maine beer can glass from Benoit's Design, coupled with a bag of Wicked Joe's Coffee Holy Donut Blend. It comes together in a Maine Community Bank LL Bean tote. And drum roll, please. Bethany Smith. Congratulations. Is Bethany here? Awesome. Okay. Up next, we have a Weekender meal packs from Good to Go, our 2017 LaunchPad winner based in Kittery. They sell easy to prepare dehydrated meals using clean ingredients. This comes in a MCB insulated lunchbox along with a variety of flavored butter from Casco Bay Butter, another past LaunchPad winner. And the winner is? Elise Bridge. Awesome, congratulations. And did we have one more winner for that, or? Okay. Finally, we have a Grow Your Own Mushroom Kit from North Spore based in Westbrook and our 2018 LaunchPad winner. They have everything you need for home mushroom growing supplies and more. Carry it home in your new Maine Community Bank LL Bean tote. And the winner of this? Michelle Roberts. Congratulations. Awesome. So if your name was called, you can step to the back of the room and pick those up to collect your prize. Thanks for participating and for being patient with us. We are going to shift gears right now to our $20,000 Emerging Business Award competition. The Emerging Business Award helps address a common need among early stage LaunchPad applicants for not just capital, but strategic marketing resources to help grow their business. This prize includes a $10,000 grant from Maine Community Bank, as well as $10,000 of in-kind business and marketing related services from our partners who have generously donated their time. I'd like to invite our prize partners up to the stage to share a brief overview of each of their services. And joining us on stage are Tracy DeBacker of Grove Marketing, Becky McNeill of IBEC Creative, and Chris Philbrook of Philbrook PR. And we have a couple other partners tonight who couldn't join us. Michelle Newyar couldn't make it tonight, but Newyar is a consulting firm focused on strategic planning and business growth. Michelle works with owners ready to take their business to the next level or those needing to shore up operations in order to get ready to expand. Creative Imaging Group also couldn't be here tonight, but they are a printing and mailing firm and your source to create, manage, and differentiate the products that drive your brand. Tracy, we'll start with you, actually.
Hi, I'm Tracy DeBacher from Grove Marketing. We are a full-service ad agency started in 2003. We actually love the LaunchPad event because Grove also started as a small business, like many of you. And Pete and Will started the company in a vision trying to build a more strategic partnership with their clients. And 20 years later, we are still fulfilling that vision. We provide services for our clients from brand strategy to website design, creative development, nurture emails, and media planning and buying. We've been lucky enough to work with MCB since 2017, and we have worked in the LaunchPad partnership throughout that time frame. And with the EBA winners in the past, we collaborate with Becky and Chris Philbrook and Creative Imaging and Provoke to put together a comprehensive package for the EBA winners. And personally, from Grove's perspective, we've worked with past partners to develop logo designs. We've done nurture emails. We've done with Katie from Maine Labs. We've done most recently some sales enablement. So we love to work together. We're looking forward to this year's EBA winner. So good luck to them. And I'll pass it to Becky.
Hi, everybody. I'm Becky McNeill, the CEO and founder of iBet Creative. We're a web agency in Portland. We help companies with websites and social media and digital advertising. There's nothing better than giving away free work, so we love being part of this Emerging Business Award. It's really fun. Once the winner's announced, a couple months later, we'll all get together around a table and meet and talk and kind of brainstorm about what the perfect project is that we can all do to collaborate together to really create the most value for these companies. So in the past, we've helped in Kenne with some app optimization to make sure that their app looks really great on the App Store and we'll have a higher conversion rate of people downloading. We've built websites for Navigate ER and CLove Cookie Project. And so it's just a really fun time. Thank you all for being here. I relate to what you were saying about being in business for 20 years because, it's the people in the audience and the community that really make these businesses get off the ground. I was in a business plan competition when I first started and I lost, but it was the people in the audience that were there that reached out to me afterwards and supported me. So really all of you here in the audience, if there's anything that you can do to help out these entrepreneurs, it's this community that really helps us all come together and thrive.
Awesome. Thanks, Becky. So I'm Chris Philbrook. We started the company in 2015. It's a great thing about Maine. I made a list of 50 people, and one of the people that I met introduced me to somebody from the bank, and conveniently I've been working with them ever since, so it's been a fantastic partnership. We work with everyone from startup businesses to well-established businesses, the state of Maine, as well as the federal government. With the folks for the emerging business idea, we've done press releases, we've done communication strategy, we've done media relations. Sometimes we're just doing a little bit of crisis communication, or we're just talking to them about what the news may be and what it may not be, as well as what, when you go to market, what various audiences may think about your message. So we're so excited to be here and happy to be working with these guys again and the bank. So thank you very much.
Wonderful. Thank you. Thank you all so much for your support of this program, and kudos to all the longevity in your own businesses. Our panel of independent preliminary judges selected an additional set of 5 finalists to compete for this award. Each finalist has submitted a 60-second pitch video. Let's watch.
First up is SIVA. Based in Portland, they help corporations and nonprofits determine the most efficient path to federal, state, and local funding opportunities and programs, saving significant time and resources. Let's watch their pitch.
Hi, my name is Akeem Evans, co-founder and CEO of SIVA. For over 15 years, I've worked in and around government. And like many of you, I'm witnessing a transformation unlike anything we've seen before. Government is changing. And while that might seem uncertain, we see it as one of the greatest opportunities of our time. At SIVA, we built something extraordinary. a digital twin of government. By harnessing the power of AI, we've made it possible for organizations to instantly find and understand government programs, fundings, and opportunities, all in one intuitive platform. Imagine cutting through the noise of thousands of disconnected sites and having the answers you need right at your fingertips. And the timing couldn't be more important. The recent government shutdown and transitions have made one thing crystal clear. Organizations need a single source of truth about what's happening in government. SIVA connects the dots, empowering companies and nonprofits to prepare, adapt, and thrive instead of playing catch up. Winning the Emerging Business Award would accelerate our mission, starting right here in Maine. By building partnerships with organizations like the Sewell Foundation, we're helping nonprofits navigate uncertainty with clarity and confidence. And with the grant and in-kind support, we'll create dynamic training tools and webinars that show everyday leaders how to use technology to unlock opportunities they've never imagined possible. Because at SIVA, we're not just building software, we're reimagining how people connect with government.
Next up is Dirigo Sea Farm from Freeport, an innovative materials platform creating bioplastics from kelp, including Dirigo Drip, a water-soluble film for laundry and dish pods. Let's see what they have to say.
Hi, everyone. I'm Alexa McGovern. I'm the founder of Dirigo Sea Farm, a Maine-based materials manufacturing platform that utilizes Maine-grown seaweed to create plastic alternatives. And this is where it comes from, Casco Bay and the Gulf of Maine. We built a proprietary technology that allows for us to be scalable and cost competitive with plastics because we've actually taken the plastics playbook and flipped it on its head. We refine our crude stock, seaweed, create our material, and then valorize our waste stream, leaving us in a really great place to be able to be adopted by plastics manufacturers and brands. We've already landed our first customer, and now it's time to scale. Winning the LaunchPad Emerging Business Award would allow for us to stand up that initial production line right here in Maine. We'd be able to create good manufacturing jobs that keep young people here and also support our heritage fishing industry. Dirigo Sea Farm is proof that the next generation of material manufacturing can start and stay right here in Maine. We're excited for what's ahead, and we hope you join us.
Next up is Hoopsie, also out of Portland. They're launching plastic-free pregnancy and ovulation tests that make results easier to interpret. Let's take a look.
Hi, my name's Lara. I'm the founder of Hoopsie. I moved to Portland in April for the Future of Healthcare founder residency. Hoopsie is on a mission to eliminate plastic from diagnostic tests and to take the guesswork out of reading the results. We're starting with a 100% plastic-free pregnancy test that comes with a free accompanying app. You take a photo of the lines and it tells you the result in words. This will be a world-first plastic-free pregnancy test coming to you from a team with expertise in regulatory, FDA, medical devices, sales, product, and more. We've already validated the market in the UK with a 99% plastic-free test, where we sold over 10,000 units. We were in the media 110 times and won 4 awards. We're launching our plastic-free test in 2026, and we anticipate sales of over 26 million by 2029. We would use the $10,000 to rent the biopilot lab to conduct our bench testing for our FDA submission, and the services will be used to raise awareness of the brand for our launch next year.
Next, we'll be hearing from Industry, a Portland-based company that helps small businesses retain and hire hospitality staff by building a trusted, verified worker network through a digital membership. Here's their pitch.
Hey, I'm Frank. I'm co-founder of Industry. Maine, it runs on tourism and hospitality, our cafes, our breweries, our restaurants that keep this place vibrant. But small business owners that I talk to every day suffer with one thing: labor. This is Fletch, owner of Bomdia.
So one of the things we find most difficult is finding experienced, quality people that will stay around through all the seasons.
Industry helps small business owners find great people in the community, hire great people, and retain them for longer. Small business owners send us a list of the staff that work there, and we give them a card that unlocks benefits to a network of businesses across Portland, including doctors. In the past year, we've grown to over 15 locations in Portland who support over 400 staff members in the industry, including Bissell Brothers. With the Emerging Business Award, we'll be able to hire 3 software development interns and launch our hiring platform here in Portland. This is how we'll support small businesses in Maine, the staff who power them, and the future of Maine's local economy.
Finally, we have Memory Lane TV from South Portland, the first personalized streaming platform for dementia care, a science-based behavioral multi-sensory intervention for Alzheimer's, known as the Netflix of dementia. Let's learn more.
Hello, my name is Alban Meynaud. I'm the founder of Memory Lane TV, also known as the Netflix of memory care. Memory Lane TV is an evidence-based multi-sensory streaming platform that turns any television into a powerful non-drug intervention. With over 1,200 plot-free films, nature, music, animals, sing-alongs, we reduce agitation, redirect attention, and offer a daily reliable tool to caregiver who needs respite. Memory Lane TV started in Maine and now supports over half of Maine state long-term care communities. Backed by Massachusetts General Hospital, Brown University, and Maine Health, we are scaling fast because 1 out of 3 families will be affected by dementia. This gift will subsidize free access to Maine underserved families and will offer visibility so every caregiver in Maine knows that MLTV exists. With your support, we can make sure that equitable, non-pharmacological dementia care exists. So thank you.
All right, so we're almost ready to announce the winner of our Emerging Business Award. Congratulations to all our Emerging Business finalists for a job well done. Let's bring them up to the stage. Please join me in recognizing Akeem of Siva, Alexa from Dirigo Sea Farm, Allison from Hoopsie, Frank with Industry, and Alban from Memory Lane TV. Please give them a round of applause. The award consists of a $10,000 grant and another $10,000 of in-kind business and marketing services donated by our LaunchPad business partner businesses we heard from. Thank you again to our prize partners for their continued support of LaunchPad. Plus, we've received a very generous $1,000 donation from LaunchPad supporters Jay and Jennifer Yilmaz for the 5th year in a row that we're once again adding to this prize to bring the grant total up to $11,000. Yes. And Jay is going to share the inspiration behind their donation in a short video message. Let's take a look.
Hi there, my name is Jay Yilmaz, and I am thrilled to be speaking as part of the LaunchPad program this evening. My wife Jennifer and I embarked on our own entrepreneurial venture after having graduated from college in 1993 and 1996, respectively. We started operating a food vending business in Freeport, which we still have. Over the years, our business grew into real estate investing in both commercial and residential. As such, we needed financing and we're very fortunate enough to have been connected with Gorham Savings Bank in 2015 through a member of the community and have continued that relationship since Gorham and Maine Community Bank have merged. We also were following the LaunchPad program over the years, and by 2020, Jennifer and I, in support of LaunchPad, made a commitment to donate a symbolic sum of $1,000 every year in hopes that it would inspire others in the community to lean into this great entrepreneurial culture that we have in the state of Maine to offer support, whether it be financial or mentorship or networking opportunities to help this great culture continue and thrive.
Many thanks to Jay and Jennifer. To help put that sentiment into action and show support for the small businesses here tonight, please take a moment to get out your phone and follow or like one of our finalists on Facebook or Instagram. I'll give you a moment to scan the QR code on the screen and visit their social media pages.
Taking a photo of the crowd to provide some visual evidence. Well, we're finally here for the Emerging Business Award. A little bit of a twist this year. For each of the finalists, we have $500 for everybody. So everyone wins tonight. We have one special winner. And we've made that change to just demonstrate again that we are all in on supporting Maine entrepreneurs. We want each of you to know we support you in your journey. So without further ado, our judges want to congratulate all the emerging finalists and hope they reapply next year because the decision was a tough one. The judges appreciated the many drivers for this business and their impressive plan to find success. They applaud their commitment to Maine jobs and the environment. They recognize the importance of finding and developing paths to replace plastics with sustainable bioproducts. Drum roll, please. And I would like to congratulate Dirigo Seafarm.
Congratulations. Get a big check for you.
Yeah, slide on in.
Thank you. Congratulations. Great job. Okay, so next, while our judges wrap up their deliberations, we have another exciting speaker for you tonight. Earlier this year, 15 years after its founding, Flowfold was sold to fellow Maine-based manufacturer TempShield. Here to share the story and lessons learned from their acquisition experience, please welcome our 2015 LaunchPad winner, Devin McNeill, co-founder of Flowfold.
Hey everybody, my name's Devin. Thanks Katie for the introduction. I'm one of the co-founders of Flowfold. 15 years ago, Charlie and I started Flowfold as college students. We have come a long way from there. 15 years ago, you could have found us in front of the Casco Bay lines with a table selling wallets to anybody we could wrangle to come over and talk to us. We've built a manufacturing facility in Gorham, shipping products all over the world. And earlier this year, we completed the successful sale of our company to another fellow Maine manufacturer, TempShield. And so what I wanted to do is just take a few minutes, and I'm going to hit on a lot of the themes that Hailey talked about and some of the other speakers, and some of the lessons that we learned over this journey. So 10 years ago, I was here on this stage. I was at a different college as a returning finalist, having lost the previous competition to Kate, the fellow judge. But we were back. You know, persistency, that's one of the things you really need as a small business owner. And we were feeling good. I had just left my job and the safety of a paycheck and ready to jump in and get Flowfold off the ground. What we lacked in certainty, we made up for in resourcefulness and naivete. I would say probably we were a little bit young and dumb, but we were ready to approach a challenge head on. So, you know, winning LaunchPad is a huge honor, and the non-dilutive capital that really moves the needle, and that made a huge difference for us. But when I look back on where the real value was, it was in the people, in the relationships, in the visibility that it gave our company, the people that we met, and the doors that it opened. And so no matter if you win tonight or if you lose tonight, the real opportunity is connecting with people, learning from them, because you never know where those relationships could lead. So I want to share 2 examples that have really made a difference in our journey. So coming out of COVID, there's a lot of uncertainty, and business leaders are looking for help. You know, what can you do? 4 former LaunchPad companies came together, Northspore, Bixby, Good to Go, Flowfold, and we met every single month for 3 hours. We took the time out of our day. It was part therapy, part business problem solving, but it started here. This was the common denominator. The roots were back to the LaunchPad competition. And when I look back on like what made our company and the outcome we were able to get successful, it was relationships like those, peers, mentors, community banks that are really willing to take a shot and give people who are trying to start things on their own the chance to succeed. And there's another kind of funny story that again, you just don't know where things are gonna land. So as I mentioned, we started the company when we were in college. We didn't have any money, so we needed to get a loan. So we got a $10,000 micro loan. And the condition of the loan was that we had to meet with a business mentor every single week, which seemed like it made sense. We were 22 years old. And so we met with the business mentor. He had a lot of experience in the industry and was a huge resource to us. Fast forward to 15 years, and that mentor was an employee of the company that acquired us. And when we were looking at acquisition opportunities, those relationships, those were real and they made real differences. Like when you're trying to close a deal and you're trying to figure out what organization you want to pass the baton to on your company, those things really happen and they make a difference. So my message to everybody and my appreciation to Maine Community Bank for everything that you've done to promote this is you never know when you're going to need, a resource or a mentor. These are the opportunities. The people in this room are here to support you, and you never know where that could lead. So thank you for everything that you do, and good luck to all the finalists.
Thank you, Devin, and congratulations on a successful exit. I would like to take a moment to thank everyone who helps make LaunchPad possible. The work of evaluating the applications is the job of our preliminary judges panel and advisory council. They perform an incredible amount of work in a really short period of time. Many of them have been with us since the beginning. If you're here in the audience, please stand to be recognized. Tim Agnew, Mike Davis, Katie Fulham Harris, Brian Langley, Brad McCurtain, Ed McCurtsey, Becky McKinnell, Devin McNeill, Ben Polito, and Barak Sazen. Congratulations. Thank you. Thank you to all the entrepreneurial organizations and community business leaders who helped make this possible. We're very grateful for your support. And a special thanks to the Maine Community Bank Board of Directors, corporators, and employees. Nothing happens for 12 years without a great team. We couldn't do this without you. Thank you. Okay, so our judges have finished their deliberation. Christine is here to provide the judges' collective feedback on each of the finalists' presentations. So Christine, so exciting. Here we are again.
This is so exciting. Weren't they all just really impressive?
Yeah.
I mean, I was not born in Maine. My dad was in the Navy, and I lived in Maine for a short amount of time in like middle school, and then we moved back here after graduate school, my husband and I, and raised our family here. And it's just, every year, it's just more and more impressive with what Maine is doing and the business community that surrounds us. So I am just so honored to be part of this. So
we're grateful to have you.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Great.
And so what we'll do, we'll go in order of the presentation.
Sure.
So first up, can you share the judge's feedback for CarHop?
Yes.
What about his pitch stood out to you?
Well, it's an admirable business model to go after some big guys in this field, right? Most of us have probably used one of these services at some point. We appreciate what he's doing with restaurants with this no commission model. We understand sort of the better pricing and also the relationship with the restaurants. I think that we didn't talk a lot about his franchising model, but I think that has a lot to do with how he's finding some opportunity even outside of the state of Maine. So impressive pitch.
Great. Thank you. So now on to Dunstan Smokehouse. What can you tell us about his pitch?
Yeah, so John said it and gave away the story award for tonight. It was really interesting about the horseshoe. I have actually had his product. It's super delicious. They have an accomplished team. Really appreciate how they're taking a look at underutilized seafood and giving it new life into great products. Looking at different flavor profiles and really understanding how they can really come to market with it.
Yeah. Thank you, Christine. So what comments can you share about Maine Labs?
So Maine Labs, they've had some substantial growth and effort over this last year. They were the emerging winner last year. So I remember digging into them a year ago and then digging into them again. And it's really just an important piece of work that they do. I love that they make it accessible for homeowners to really understand what the PFAS impact is on their homes, but they also are in this B2B model as well. So I thought she did an excellent job of talking about her business.
Thank you. And what did the judges think of Maine Love?
So Maine Love, really impressive that there's no infrastructure that she had to build to do this. You can see the great mind, the innovation in just the organization of her company, taking a look at what's underutilized now and finding a way to capitalize on that, capitalize on the great drinking water that we get to have here in Maine, the flavor profiles, the relationships with the stadiums to really get her product out. I thought she was an impressive presentation as well.
Great, thank you. Finally, what can you tell us about the presentation by UniteGPS?
Yes. So this is a competitive but really important space. And I think that what they're trying to do with taking a very complex area of understanding buses and transportation with our students and making it accessible to the business, to the school districts, and their patent that's pending, how they're looking at their model of really reaching out to all the over 12,000 school districts across the nation, I think is impressive. So we were both educated and impressed by their presentation.
Yes. Yeah, thank you. Thank you for providing that insight. Before we make the big announcement, we would like to take a moment to thank Chris Torina, Director of Entrepreneurship at the Roux Institute at Northeastern, for extending a generous offer to our $50,000 finalists. Each of tonight's presenters will receive a complimentary 90-day embedded membership with the Roux Institute. Their program is typically fee-based, and invite only, but from November through January, the $50,000 LaunchPad finalists will receive complimentary access to all of Roux's amenities and benefits, including AI tools and the Northeastern University Entrepreneurship Resource Library. Thank you again to Chris Torina for offering access to the Roux Institute's community, resources, and space to help our LaunchPad finalists grow their business. Okay, now that we've kept you all in suspense, it's time to make the big announcement. Could I please have Steve, as well as our other judges, John and Kate, and all 5 LaunchPad finalists join us on stage? Yes, please, let's clap for them.
Okay, I know you're all anxious for us to announce the $50,000 winner. I was thinking about our iPads. I got the supersized iPad because I'm older. Anyway, first, I'd like to thank our judges for your continued support for LaunchPad. It's a huge effort, and this is such an awesome event because of the work and diligence you do, so thank you so much for that. And finally, I'd like to congratulate our finalists on great presentations. As usual, it's just an outstanding night. It was great to see the energy and the enthusiasm and the really interesting ideas you all presented tonight. Makes us feel really good for the future of our economy here in Maine, so thank you for that. As with the Emerging Business Award, we have a small twist. Every finalist will get a $1,000 award this evening, so that is new. And we encourage you all to keep going. As I said earlier, you have some really interesting ideas, and look forward to seeing your growth in the future. And we're proud to have you on stage this evening. And so now, the moment we've all been waiting for. The winner of the 2025 $50,000 LaunchPad grant is Maine Labs.
Thank you for supporting Maine entrepreneurs and the LaunchPad program. Have a great evening.